Supported by the Australian government, Water for Women is improving the health, gender equality, and well-being in Asian and Pacific communities through socially inclusive and sustainable water, sanitation, and hygiene projects. WASH. Gender equality and social inclusion are central to Water for Women's approach. In Fiji, our partner, Habitat for Humanity, is strengthening community resilience and inclusion through improved WASH services in 50 communities across Ra and Ba. Habitat for Humanity's Community WASH training package supports the participation of women, people with disabilities, and marginalised groups, because actively involving all people within communities leads to more effective and sustainable outcomes in WASH. Women know the WASH needs of their family and of their communities because they touch water the most. They also have their own specific WASH needs, such as pregnancy and menstruation. So it's important to hear their voice in the WASH planning.
Historically, men are the ones who are always seen to be leading decision-making, that they can only be at the front. And women have been largely ignored. And at the global level, particularly in the area of work that we're doing, development, there's been the Sustainable Development Goals. And the Sustainable Development Goals have had a really large focus on gender equality. And you can't really reach sustainability if you're not talking to half of the world's population or half of the population within your country.
It's important to understand that there may be existing gender and social norms that prevent women and other marginalised groups from being part of the planning process. That is why in any work we do with communities, we must ensure that we do no harm. Rebalancing power and challenging norms that contribute towards inequality can lead to resistance and backlash. The Do No Harm for Women's Economic Empowerment Toolkit was developed to safeguard vulnerable community members from any possible negative repercussions associated with their involvement in development projects. The Do No Harm approach is key to Water for Women's work in strengthening inclusive WASH and leaving no one behind.
Do No Harm is an awesome tool, especially with survivors of violence against women, but really for project-based, taking something new into a community, you may think it could be helping a community, but you'd never know that the resistance that could arise from bringing something new. So it's really considering all that. You're taking something new, but then you're not causing any more harm from the other side.
The Do No Harm Toolkit was tailored and piloted within 2 communities that Habitat for Humanity is reaching through Water for Women.
To be honest, this is quite new, and I believe that it is very, very important, not only for us, Habitat, but for all other organizations who engages community, because when we are going to implement any project in the community, it is important that we do no harm to the community itself. Things that stand out today were men and women both have equal opportunities, I would say. During the discussion, they were vocally giving out their points of views and was also respected by others.
Navunongo, ndona kambidi go bi ramerando ndali na mara man bocaba. Na korongo na ifi. Era ndo wakawi na mara. Mera kakuni bosa. Yo kulung asaraba libu, ya mi urabuli boni na libu na nungu wandeo. Mi wande yani kona rai makawa ya misana biso.
Awulida na pusing tolongo mentata katakapata. Bambimbilo mnibu wale. Kaya baka to mati chukumbe ko maramutsina na renibibu ko turang tama. Renibibu ko kita ngana itabi non rower taki pat kena sangai tsungame maroi na buwale.
Transformative organizations are needed to transform communities. Staff that work in WASH need to have a good understanding of and commitment to gender equality, women's empowerment, and do no harm strategies, as they are the key change agents at the community level. Habitat for Humanity staff undertook do no harm training prior to visiting the pilot communities.
I haven't never gone through a gender workshop as intense as like the one we did last week. There were very sensitive topics that were covered, and I think it's a really good training to be done with the organization first before we engage ourselves in the community. Yeah?
When I grew up, I see that my dad is the leader of the household and not my mom. Everything that she says doesn't count except what he says. So for me, moving out of that mindset, from that norm, is very liberating, and I want that feeling of liberation that I experienced to also be experienced by those that are still enslaved into this perception.
Partnership with local organizations is also key. Habitat for Humanity has partnered with Fiji Women's Crisis Center to deliver the pilot.
It's great work having FWCC to work with Habitat for Humanity. If this continues, it'd be great for both of us.